Check, check, check. One more time for me, Levy.
Yo, 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 yo.
So, what's going on? Plies, Bay Bounds. I'm not mad. How you feeling, love?
Great. How you doing today?
I'm great. It's feeling good. Where'd you come from right now?
Actually, I've been doing the whole West Coast run. I started off in LA, went to San Diego, left San Diego, flew to Sacramento, took a drive up, should I say, from Sacramento. I'm in the Bay, man. It feels real good to be a part of it.
The Bay. So we got the goon hanging out with us. It's Wild 90 for 9. Now, I just have to get to this. So do you have a busted baby around, or what's going on?
I feel like, man, with my workload and my schedule, to be honest with you, I move so much in terms of chasing my career admirations, man. I don't really have a lot of time to really be in a sound, committed relationship. So right now I'm just trying to stay productive. For me, I feel like it's super important for me to remain, I guess, relevant in this game right now, especially with the climate being so hard to sell records. So for me, man, I spend a lot of time working. So for me, I think right now, I don't think I would be a good significant other, if you want to call it that.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
I'm real honest about it.
But you don't mind calling her wet. So that's good. I mean, that's a good situation. Speaking of the climate and everything that's going on, President Obama, how you feeling about that?
Great situation, man. I thank God every day for allowing me to be a part of historical situations. I feel like he represents so much, especially when it comes to the minority culture, to be family-driven, family-structured. I think that's something that we've lost over the course of years, especially in the African-American culture. So just to see that, man, and to actually see people rejoicing around the country and the magnitude in which they did, I'm glad I had an opportunity to be a part of it, man, and it's something that I always cherish.
Where were you when it all happened, and what was your
San
reaction?
Diego. I was coming back. Just had the radio in San Diego, and actually I wasn't in front of a TV, so he was kind of getting all the information through BlackBerry. So
oh, wow.
It was a good celebration. We had our debate in the car as well. So like I said, man, to be a part of a historical situation, it's always a great thing.
Okay. And we're going to go over to, like, basically more political with you being from Florida, correct?
Correct.
And that's being one of the swing states.
Swing state.
So did you go out and vote?
Yeah. I had the opportunity to take part in my first voting process. And for me, man, I think I was pretty much like the majority in terms of the newcomers this year. I felt like it feels good when you actually take part in a situation and it gives you back the results that we got back.
Mm-hmm.
I think would have been disheartening for the minority culture, especially the Democratic side. We went through so much heartache and so much campaign and then come away with the victory. So for it to fall the way in which it did, I'm glad my vote counted.
Hey, man, I think everybody, you know what, T.I., E40, everyone said the same thing. This was their first time voting.
Right.
Ever. And I was just like, wow, this is my second time. So I'm just kind of like, wow, that's a good situation. Plies, a.k.a. the goon hanging out with us, Bay Bound. Now, speaking of your name, Plies, where does that come from? What does it mean?
Came from Fort Myers, man. Exactly where I'm from, my hometown in Florida. It was a couple of my partners who had just came home from prison, actually. And it was a term that they was using loosely. And it meant just cats that was getting their share of street money. So for me, I always wanted to, I guess, embody a name that kind of represented where I was from. So when I really got serious about the music thing, it was something that I was able to walk away with and always allow that name to always be a reminder as well as a reflection from where I come from.
Yeah, because you're saying taking rap, I guess, more serious, that this wasn't your path originally. No. What, if you weren't rapping, what would you be doing?
Probably hustling like everybody else. I think for me, to have the opportunity, and that's why I fight with myself on a day-to-day basis to remain humble, because I do understand, man, that people support my situation and save me from the prison system. I'm aware of that, and at the same time, I always like to open myself up, especially to what I like to call my supporters. I don't like to call them fans. I feel like that's an understatement. So for me to always allow myself to open up to them, let them be a part of my situation, be able to touch them, be able to hold them, be able to thank them, and allow them to understand how much I value their support. I feel like it's really important. I know from a lot of times you get artists that experience success, and they kind of downgrade, I guess, the people that support them. And I feel like I never want to be a part of that situation. So for everybody in the Bay, man, who always supported my situation, I want to thank you, because you definitely helped me, A, be a provider for my family, and B, save me from the prison system.
And speaking of opening up in a prison system, I think it's really neat how, a lot of artists do tours, national tours, and go to nice venues and whatnot. You did a prison tour. So how was that experience? And what, you just went from prison to prison and talked to people? How does that work?
Thank you. You've been doing your homework on me, I see. So.
Hey, man, I try to do my best.
Thank you. For me to have the opportunity to go inside different facilities, man, and talk to the inmates around the country, it meant a lot to me. My brother is currently incarcerated right now. It's his second time in prison. Also my business partner, but it's rough, man. I think we're part of a culture that incarceration is probably our biggest epidemic. And for me to be able to use my quote-unquote semi-successful situation to allow people, for me to be other people's support system and probably the worst point in their life when it comes to incarceration, I feel like that was a responsibility of mine. I got a lot of my friends that's currently incarcerated right now. I try to do everything I can within reason to be able to be a support system for their family and the kids that they left out here. Music is just a small part of my life, and it always will be just a small part of my life. I think there's too many more important issues, too many more important things, than for me to allow music to take over my life. So for me, I just try to use what God has blessed me with in terms of the music side of it, and do business with people that I would have never had an opportunity to do business with. I think if I was just a street cat, never would have had an opportunity to go inside different institutions and talk to inmates. So it'll always be an admiration of mine. It'll always be a drive, and that's what drives me. And at the end of the day, that's more important to me than music.
And I just think it's great the fact that rap really wasn't your path, and then now what you're working on. This is your third album that's going to drop, The Realist, right? December 16th.
December 16th. For me to have the opportunity to have 3 albums in 16 to 18 months.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing. My first album, The Real Testament, the certified gold album, had a real big record, the Shorty record off of that album.
Oh yeah, that was big in the club. Shawty! Everybody was shawty then. Now everybody's a busted baby.
Right. Another pretty good record, Hypnotized, off the first album. Then to come back with my second project, another certified gold album, real huge record with Neo on that record. I feel like it's a great thing, man. I don't want to go away for a year and a half, and then have to come back and recreate myself. So I just continue to work hard and try to continue to produce good quality music, man, and thank all the people who continue to gravitate towards my situation.
And that leads us up to third album, The Realist, and Put It On Ya, the new single.
New single.
Great. How about those lyrics, though? Can I lick it? Can I stick it? What's going on here?